In the bustling temple courts of Jerusalem, where the faithful gathered to offer sacrifices and prayers, lived Anna, an elderly prophetess, whose life was dedicated to worship and divine service. Widowed after only 7 years of marriage, Anna chose not to leave the temple, but to serve God with fasting and prayers night and day. Her presence was a constant, like the steady flame of the menorah, burning continuously before the Lord. The cold stone of the temple had known Anna's steps for decades, her figure draped in a mantle of quiet dignity and resilience. People recognized her as the widow who never left the temple, a fixture in the ever-changing crowd, a symbol of unwavering faith and hope in the redemption of Jerusalem. Her days were filled with humble service, her nights with petitions and praises, a life poured out as a fragrant offering to her God. It was during the time of the census that Joseph and Mary, adhering to the requirements of the law, brought the infant Jesus to the temple to present him to the Lord. The young couple entered the temple courts, the baby cradled tenderly in Mary's arms, unaware that their son's purpose was already stirring the heavens, drawing the gaze of the devout and the divine. Anna, moving through the shadows cast by the columns, saw the family approach. As she drew near, a surge of recognition flooded her spirit. A revelation from the Holy Spirit that the child in Mary's arms was the awaited Messiah. The promise of salvation, the hope of ages, was here, nestled quietly against his mother's chest. Overwhelmed by a torrent of joy and awe, Anna approached the family. Her eyes, aged yet sharp, met those of Mary, who looked back with a mixture of curiosity and reverence. Anna's voice, though weathered by the years, rose in a crescendo of praise, her words echoing off the temple walls, proclaiming the fulfillment of God's promise. Lord, now you are letting your servant depart in peace, according to your word. For my eyes have seen your salvation, Anna declared, her hands lifted towards the heavens, her face radiant with the light of revelation. She turned to those gathered around, her message clear and urgent, sharing the news of redemption through the child named Jesus. From that day forward, Anna spoke of the child to all who awaited the redemption of Jerusalem. Her days in the temple took on new meaning. She was no longer just a widow, but a herald of the Messiah. Her testimony drew the curious, the skeptical, and the faithful alike, sparking discussions and debates among scholars and laypeople, stirring the city of Jerusalem with a buzz of anticipation. Anna's final years were marked by this mission. She passed away at a great age, her last breath spent in the courts of the temple, her gaze fixed on the place where she first saw the infant Messiah. Her legacy was one of faithfulness and proclamation, a beacon to all who yearned for salvation, her life a bridge from the prophecies of old to their magnificent fulfillment in Jesus.